Sit first. Okay, Frankie, we can't go up there. Let's come down. Here, jump. Let's jump. 1, 2, 3.
Have your attention, please. We have the chain gang. Please head down toward the field. Chain gang for tonight's game. Please head down toward the field at this time. Here come the Central Catholic Rams. Fans, tonight we gather together in support of equality, social justice, freedom of religion, and freedom of speech. At Central Catholic, we embrace unity, peace, respect, safety, and dignity for all. At this time, we ask you to please rise and join our Central Catholic Pep Band with the playing of our national anthem.
And after a lengthy lightning delay that we had here at Hillsboro Stadium, we're just a few moments away from kickoff for Central Catholic and Reynolds here at Hillsboro Stadium. It's Bryan Sleik and James Broadous on the call. And James, I hope you got some good rest during that lightning delay here. We were sitting around for almost 40 minutes. I know you've been bouncing around a little bit. Rams are wearing their maroon and yellow uniforms. Reynolds is in white and green as we've just finished the coin toss for the two teams. Reynolds is going to receive the opening kickoff. So we're going to see Mario Martinez Ibarra get out there for the kick. Reynolds comes into this one 1-4. Central Catholic 4-1. A big win last week for Central Catholic. Despite not having Robbie Long, their starting quarterback, they had Cody Grant go out there, threw for 215 yards, a couple of touchdown passes for the backup quarterback, really building some confidence in that quarterback room. But Robbie Long healthy after getting a bit banged up in the last game that we saw him in against Lake Ridge. What are you looking forward to in this game tonight, James?
Well, first, just go back to the game that they just beat, or they just won against Clackamas. You know, it just sort of speaks to the depth of the Rams, you know, and sort of the culture of the program, next man up. You get to have your backup quarterback in there, and you don't miss a beat. But now Robbie Long is back, and he's had a week to rest. So I expect big things from the quarterback in today's game.
Well, with Reynolds going back to receive the kick, smaller roster for them. Talking to their head coach, Bo Jones, a couple of players did not make the trip due to injuries. So we're going to see guys like number 8, Elliott Bruce, normally their star wide receiver. He's going to be their starting quarterback tonight because their starting quarterback, Bodie Barnes, is out with an injury. Back to receive the kick for Reynolds, it's Jamari Ballard and number 6, Casey Burns, standing at about the 6-yard line as we get ready. It's homecoming night as well between Central Catholic and Reynolds. It's a chilly night here out in Hillsboro as well. 57 degrees. Cloudy. We had some rain earlier as the kick is up. And it'll be taken by Ballard at the 10-yard line. Cuts inside towards the hash mark. And 3 different Rams are there to take him down, including number 47, Dawson Matos.
You know, those kickoff returns, you know, you really have to depend on your teammates to create some type of a wall. There wasn't much of a wall right there. If it was, the Rams just broke it down and got in there and made that tackle. Like you said, 3 Rams on the ball.
Starters for Reynolds, you've got Jamari Ballard, Tice Confienza, Josiah Jenkins, Elliott Bruce will be the quarterback, Edward Perez and Caden King will be the wide receivers, Morgan Cox, Omar Navarro, Kanani Talcowo, Tristan Portis, and Avery Turner will be the big men up front for the Raiders. The Raiders lost a close one against Sandy, 35-21. They scored 21 points in that second half. Handoff up the gut. It's going to be handed off to Josiah Jenkins. Pickup of 2 on the play.
Jenkins was patient, looking like he was looking for a hole. He was waiting for the hole to develop, and the hole closed up pretty fast. But he looked like he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, following behind his blockers right there. This is going to be a tough matchup for the Reynolds up front, for the Raiders, up front against that stout Rams front 4.
Talking with Bo Jones, he said Josiah Jenkins, big, strong kid. He runs well. He's special with the ball in his hands, good top-end speed, and they want to see him involved early and often. Their front 7 pressure from Central Catholic, throw down the field, and that's behind the receiver, Caden King. And he's looking for a flag, but that ball was uncatchable near the 40-yard line on Central Catholic's side of the field. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8 at their own 23-yard line.
You know, Brian, one of the things that you were talking about before the game started was the athleticism of the quarterback, Bruce, and you can see a little bit right there. He's moving the pocket. Nice throw downfield. It was behind him. Sometimes you can throw that ball behind the receiver and end up getting a pass interference call right there, and that's what the Raiders wanted, but I was impressed with the little athleticism that I see from the backup QB.
2 receivers, both sides, pistol formation. Bruce rolls out to his right, looking for the out route, and caught from behind. Coming to make that tackle was George Van Sant. He will pick up the sack. That is a loss of 6 on the play.
One thing Bruce is going to have to learn today is that you have to be decisive when you play these Rams front 4. Van Sant right there, you can't. He's not going to let you pump fake or to try to figure out what you're going to do. He's got to make a decision and go for it.
Tanner is back for Reynolds. Cole Thomas, who played hero against Lake Ridge, had that big special teams touchdown when the Rams were down 13-7. Back to receive the punt. Doesn't make it past the 45-yard line. It'll be touchdown at the 44-yard line of Reynolds. A punt of almost 30 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 44 for Central Catholic.
You know, I'm interested in seeing the improvements that the Rams have made. The last time we were here, they were playing Lake Ridge, tough football team, but there were a lot of penalties. A lot of big plays called back because of penalties, and I'm looking to see if they have made the adjustments and shown, you know, and start to show really what a championship team can look like.
Offensively, you've got P.J. Tautu, Connor Schmitz, Nate Payau, Paul Mars, and Kyson Payau as your starting offensive line. General Lewis, Robbie Long, George Van Sant, Luddy Barron will be your starting skill position players. Long goes deep and looking for Chambry on the post pattern. Just overthrew his man near the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rams.
I think he was excited about throwing. He didn't play last week, and now here you are in your first play. They called a bomb, and so he's a little bit excited. Just got that ball just a little bit out in front of Chambry. That's that play that we all drew up in the backyard when we were playing football as kids, okay? You just run. Just go deep, and I'll throw it to you.
Chase it down. Get underneath it.
Down.
Soski, now the receiver on the far side. Long looks to his right, going to throw it out to the flat for Sambe off the top of his hands. It'll be incomplete. It was a forward pass. And Sambe is going to wish he had that one back.
Yeah, that ball was a catchable ball, and Sambe usually makes those plays. Right now it looks like they're just a little bit out of sync. But we know we've seen them turn it around, and so I'm not really worried about them getting their offense back on track. It's just a matter of when.
Barron, Chambry, and Van Sant bunch to the right. Long looks over the middle, rolling out to his left, and he finds Soski at the sticks. Twisted around by the defender, brought down at the 31-yard line. Tackle is going to be made by Nazir Stewart. Pickup of 13 on the play, and that'll be fresh sticks for the Rams.
Soski is real good at these yards after catch, and you would see him right there trying to break away, pick up some more, but he moved the chains, and that's really all you want to do with that 3rd and long.
You get a good look at it right here. Broke inside, saw that Long was drifting out to his left, broke out towards the sideline and gave him an outlet.
3 straight pass plays by the Rams. We were talking before the game about this run game that we thought we'd see a lot of today.
Charlie Landgraf talked about how they only had 55 yards on the ground. Long fakes the handoff, gets it to Chambry, breaks away from the tackle, and he will easily stride into the end zone, and the Rams will take an early 6-0 lead on the 31-yard catch and run for Chambry.
Nice little pitch and catch right there. Chambry catches the ball going across the middle and then just uses speed to get into the end zone. 4 straight passes. Robbie Long looks good.
You see Chambry's on the right side of your screen during this replay, and he was just running a slant. He beat Daba, the safety.
His route, he was almost just sort of running the ball, running his route like, here I am, throw it to me, throw it to me. I don't want to raise my hands or anything because nobody can see me right now. And Long found him and hit him right in stride.
I don't want to draw too much attention to myself.
Exactly.
Flag before the snap. And it looks like the Rams will have to run out another player.
Must be a uniform.
It's going to be Josiah Lambert running out for special teams. It was Soski that had to run off. I didn't quite see what the issue was, but they're going to move the ball back 5 yards as well.
5 yards delay of game on the extra point.
It was a delay of game. So Mario Martinez Ibarra with the 25-yard extra point coming up to make it 7-0 if it goes through. Kick is up. And easily made that one through the uprights, and the Rams have a 7-0 lead. 2 minutes and 45 seconds into this game.
The Rams, what it looked like in that first drive was something that they've seen on film. It looks like they've identified some weaknesses in the Raiders' defense, and maybe it's the pass defense. And they came out 4 straight passes. Look like they're trying to exploit their advantage through the air.
What I was getting at before that touchdown pass to Chambry, Charlie Landgraf talked about how he wanted to get the run game going. It was slow against Lake Ridge. They only had 55 yards. Then last week against Clackamas, when they ended up winning that game 42-7, They ran for over 200 yards and a couple of touchdowns on the ground against a stout Cavaliers team. And Central Catholic looked like a much different team than they did against Lake Ridge, and that was dealing with some backups as well. Cody Grant was the starting quarterback who stepped in flawlessly for the Rams in that game.
Well, again, it shows the versatility of the Rams. They can run the ball or they can throw the ball, and so they're pretty much showing teams that they are going to be a tough team to reckon with for the rest of the season.
Martinez Ibarra for the kickoff. They're going to kick it to the right side, back over to Ballard. Goes through his hands and into the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
Ball into the end zone. It's a touchback.
And the Raiders are fortunate right there. You think about what happened in the NFL a couple weeks back. It just gets away when it landed inside the landing zone and drifted in the end zone. A free touchdown for the Seahawks at that point. And this time just counts as a touchback in the high school game. So 9:13 on the clock. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Raiders.
Yeah, that was a good break right there. A nice break for the Raiders. I did not even know that rule. I'm sitting here waiting to see what's going to happen right there. And I guess once the ball gets into the end zone, whether it's touched or not, it's a touchback.
Watson, Peao, Tautu, and Co. are the defensive linemen for Central Catholic. Bruce faked the handoff, and 2 different Rams are there right away. Cole Thomas is the first man to meet him.
One thing about the fake is that if you make the fake, people gotta go for the fake. and Cole Thomas, they did not go for the fake. And so now it's just open field, and now it's just you versus me.
It's a loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13 at the 17-yard line. Sconfienza, ball's on the ground, and it's going to be jumped on by Josiah Jenkins, the starting running back, but Sconfienza was in motion right there, and for Reynolds, back-to-back negative plays. You cannot have that against this Central Catholic team. And it just sort of seemed like Jenkins was not expecting to get that handoff.
No, Jenkins was running play B, and Bruce was running play C.
Well, it'll be 3rd and 20 now at the 10-yard line. Screen pass set up for Ballard. Got it over the middle of the field. He's going to put on some of the burners. He might get to the sticks, and no, he's going to be whipped out of bounds by Asa Lundberg, the safety for Central Catholic. And I thought Ballard might get to the edge and get to the sticks. That was a well-timed play on the screen for the wide receiver Ballard, but it's going to be short, 4th and 2.
Yeah, that's something positive. The Raiders can build on that.
And it looks like they're going to go for it right here. No punt unit on the field. All-out pressure for the Rams. They're going in. Bruce goes out to his left, slips inside one tackle at the sticks, and they're going to give it to him on the far side of the field.
Elliot Bruce on the keeper.
And Bruce looked like he was going to be in some trouble there in the backfield, able to sidestep a defender, find the hole, and the first down. So what was 3rd and 20, they now have 1st and 10.
You know, a lot of times you hear us say there's not a play for 3rd and 20, but if you just get some of it on 3rd down, then you can go for it, and that's what the Raiders did. You got to give them credit.
Trips right now on the far side of the field. Bruce rolling out to his right. It looks like it's a straight run. Tries to bounce it outside, and oh my goodness, you had Donnie Vercher come up and make the tackle along with Tayton Prama-Harris. The starting DB took out the legs of Bruce, and that'll be a loss of 6 on the play.
Bruce right there was trying to wait. He was trying to be patient, but at some point you got to turn up and just try to get as many yards as you can. He was just trying to let something open up, but what that does is that lets the Rams defense open up, and they came right through there and took his legs out. Prama-Harris, nice tackle.
Trips left now for the Raiders. False start. Jenkins was moving the running back behind Bruce. You could see he was leaning forward before that ball was snapped. And that's the type of pressure up front that the Rams are causing right now. They're breaking through that initial line. You're trying to get any type of jump if you're Reynolds.
Yeah, you're going to have to. They're not going to be able to sit back and wait. So they're trying to be out on their toes. They're trying to get ahead of the play as best they can, because this front four for the Rams is going to wreak havoc if you don't.
Both sets of receivers are stacked on top of each other. Bruce drops back, looks to his right, going to step up in the pocket. Vercher meets him. And they're going to tackle him at the 25-yard line. One referee has him down at the 24-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark him. And you've got a Reynolds Raiders player down on the ground right now, and you don't like to see this. This is a team that's already dealing with a decent amount of injuries. And he looks like he's grabbing his knee.
It looks like he got sort of swiped by a teammate on the block, right on that left leg, lower left leg.
Oh no, it was a Ram player.
There you go.
Avery Turner was the one that was on the ground. It was Kyson Payau who ended up rolling into Turner. Just happy to see that he was able to get off on his own power. Going to have to sit out one play, though, so backup will be coming in. It's 3rd and 17 at the 24-yard line.
Well, it was 3rd and 20 a few plays ago.
Trip left. Let's see what Bruce can do this time. Rolls out to his right. Gets cut off by one Ram defender and caught from behind. Milholen. And it looked like Hudson Coe were also in there on the tackle.
There's just not a lot of time for him right now. It's like down sets, go, and everyone is going. And he's not having a lot of time to make a decision.
Asher Tanner in punt formation for the Raiders.
Turner back to punt. You got Cole Thomas standing at his own 49-yard line.
Deep safety for the Rams.
Rams awfully close to getting a hand on that one. And Asa Lundberg, fortunate. He had no idea where the ball was, almost bounced into him. Could have been a big play for the Raiders. Instead, it'll go out of bounds at the 46-yard line. And there is a flag back at the 8-yard line. And I think they're going to call either running into the kicker or roughing the kicker based on where that flag was and the couple of Rams that were in the area before the punt.
Yeah, it was like two of them. You could pick a number, whichever one you wanted to call it on. And I would say that was more of the running into the kicker variety. They even helped him up, so they really weren't trying to rough him up. But even the Raiders, even if you get this penalty, yeah, they declined it.
I mean, you'd only get 5 yards out of it. You'd just be punting again. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Central Catholic at the 46-yard line of Reynolds. So second time on their second drive, they're starting in Raiders territory.
And with an offense like this, with as many weapons as they have, if you're the Raiders, you don't need to give them great field position. This right here could mean for another quick scoring drive for the Rams.
Tyson Davis is the running back behind Robbie Long. Trips right, tight end down on the far side. Hand off to Davis. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage when he went up the middle. Too many bodies in the way. Couldn't see who made the tackle right there. And Robbie Long is going to run off the field. Cole Thomas came into the game. So what type of trickery does Central Catholic have going on right here?
What type of trickeration are we about to see?
So Cole Thomas looks like he's set up to be the quarterback. They have not picked up the flag from the punt, so that's what that whistle is.
Now, which official doesn't have his flag? Whoever it is not going to want to come forward to get it. But you can't play a game without having.
I suppose you could throw your hat if you wanted to throw a flag at that point.
He's trying to, so this is sort of what I do in golf. When I hit a ball that lands in the other fairway, I'll go over there and I'll say, hey, my friend lost his ball. I'm just going to pick it up for him. That's what it is right there. No one wanted to claim that flag. Now they all want to throw flags.
And a false start on Central Catholic. So they tried to throw a wrinkle into that offense. Cole Thomas looked like he was about to run an option play.
Central Catholic penalized for false start.
Robbie Long's going to stay on the sideline, so they're going to give Cole Thomas another chance.
So now they run the counter to whatever the play that was, because you think they're just going to run the same play.
It'll be 2nd and 15 at the 49-yard line now of Central Catholic. And you're right, they inverted it. Davis is now on the right side of Thomas. He was on the left side of Thomas before. Thomas going to keep it himself. Burst up the middle. Up the hash marks. Breaking one tackle. The shoelace tackle. He's still on his feet and brought down at the 20-yard line. Terrific run right there by Cole Thomas. 2 or 3 different times the Raiders could have brought him down. You can tell strong legs from Thomas.
Nice read, sort of that read option right there. He's reading the defensive tackle, I think, or maybe the defensive end. He made the right read, kept the ball. Nice run, hard run. You can see that's what Cole Thomas is all about, but they're bringing it back.
There was a flag on the play for Central Catholic. Jabrian Test made the tackle. So after the flag, they're going to bring it all the way back to the 45-yard line. And Central Catholic is going to call a timeout with 3:21 left to go in the first quarter.
Central Catholic. Tickets are officially
Coach Landgraf is not happy. Is not happy. When you have a big run like that and you can see the players working, there's really no need to hold and there's no need to grab. Just stay true to your fundamentals, and right there, sometimes it just gets away from you. And now you bring back a nice run. Coach is trying to build championship habits, and penalties, like we talked about before, are not part of the championship habits. He's going to call the timeout. That's a get-right timeout. See if we can get this thing right.
Long still on the sidelines. They're going to put Thomas back out there. On the first drive, we saw all passes, and so far early on here, we've just seen 3 different run attempts, although a couple of flags. So only 1 official run. 2nd and 11. Back to Thomas. Shakes one defender, puts his shoulder down, through another, and eventually he's brought down by Andon Curtis. But not before Thomas picks up the first down as he's tackled at the 35-yard line.
Thomas is a load to bring down back there. Like you said, he lowered his shoulder. He delivered a hit. Hit before you get hit.
Well, Thomas is more of like their 3rd running back that they have back there, but they're using him as the quarterback here on this drive. He's going to get another opportunity, and it's still Tyson Davis next to him. This time, it's still Thomas. Another first down, a pickup of 11. And Manabusen, with the tackle. And he's sort of looking like Taysom Hill out there, the way he's getting through some of these defenders on the run.
That's exactly right. I was thinking the same thing, looking like Taysom Hill back there. Now they brought Robbie Long back in. Just you can tell that they had something. That is something that they had worked on in practice. Yep. That was a series that they wanted to run. Wouldn't be surprised if we've seen it again later in the game.
3 receivers to the left. Long fakes the handoff. He's going for the end zone into the corner, and Soski, no, it was Barron he was going for. Tried to make an adjustment, but Stewart breaking up that pass in the back of the end zone. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Barron just ran out of real estate back there, but it was a nice adjustment. He tried to stop, keep his feet in bounds, and make the play, make the catch. He just did not have enough room. That was a good ball right there by Robbie Long as well.
Don't forget, you've got Milhone, the big tight end, on the hash marks. Stands at 6'7". He was cutting across the middle, but yeah, you see Barron stutter stepping in the back of the end zone. Long rolls out to his left. This time they get it to Milhone at the 20. Puts his shoulder down into the defender.
Pass complete.
The pass will be completed for a first down.
Knocked out of bounds by Stewart.
And Stewart was the man who knocked him out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, Milholland is a big boy. You were just
That's
calling
good
his
for a
name.
Ram. First down.
He's a big guy out there. And he's hard to knock down. That Stewart looked at him after he pushed him out of bounds. Was like, whoa, what did I just run into?
6'7", 245. Skoski is the lone receiver on the left side. Long, the handoff, and the ball is loose. It's on the ground. There were 3 different Raiders there. They had the best opportunity, and they're going to recover the fumble. Some confusion on the side as Summit Grant was the running back in the backfield with Central Catholic that time.
On the play. Recovered by.
And I don't think Grant was expecting to get that ball. He had stepped up as if he was trying to put down a block while the ball was on the ground, and so the first turnover of the game is going to go against Central Catholic.
Yeah, there was something wrong. Something happened in that mesh point right there where they could not get on the same page.
So 1st and 10, 2:02 left to go in the first quarter. Ball on the 16-yard line. Handed off to Ballard. Vercher grabbed him from behind, got him down to the ground, but not before pickup of 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 actually, so a pickup of 4.
Asa Lundberg with the tackle.
You know, Ballard is one of their athletes, and, you know, that's one of those plays where you just try to get the ball in the hands of your athletes to see what can happen. It hasn't been able to happen through the air, and so, hey, you come with an inside handoff and see if he can pick up a few positive yards like he did.
Going to hand it off to Jenkins this time, up the gut. And too many Rams in the area, pickup of only 1. Caden Poobles made the tackle.
Jenkins on the carry.
They're not going to be able to beat the Rams going outside. They're not going to be able to beat them around the perimeter. The Rams have too much speed, too high IQ, too many high IQ football players. So maybe you can pound it up the middle. Maybe you can pick up 2 or 3 or 4 carry, and then go for it on 4th down and see if you can pick up another 2 or 3.
Well, it's certainly manageable at 3rd and 4. Bruce will drop back to pass, looking to his right, rolls out to his right, towards the sideline, and throws it behind his receiver. It was intended for Caden King, and then went off the hands of Asa Lundberg, who was looking to make a tackle, not a play on the ball. Instead, it'll be 4th and 4 now. And it could have been an easy turnover for Central Catholic to get the ball back in Raiders territory. We'll see what Reynolds decides to do here. I don't see the punt team coming out, and it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 4.
Yeah, I won't say there's nothing to lose, but at this point you can see the struggles that your defense was having. Offensively, you're already shorthanded. Might as well give it a try.
So Ballard is sort of in that tight end position on the far side of the field. Bruce fakes the handoff and throws it into the dirt, looking for King just past the sticks, and that'll be a turnover on down. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line for Central Catholic. And as much as you didn't want to turn that ball over for the Rams on their last possession, not much really hurt them right there. They're still going to take over deep in Raiders territory.
And almost right where they fumbled the football. Right. So now they're right back where they started, just maybe a minute and a half later.
Yeah, 40 seconds left. In this first quarter. Bunch trips right formation for the Rams. Soski, the lone receiver, on the top of the screen. Handoff to Sambe. Tried to step away from one defender, and another Raider's going to come in and make a tackle.
Killian Sambe on the carry.
Mualia made the tackle. He was the 2nd man in.
Kanani Takolo on the tackle.
And Takolo was the other man, the end, to make that tackle right there. Loss of 3 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 13 at the 25-yard line.
Takoa got in the line. He got in there really fast. His get-off was amazing on that play. Quick hitter.
Long finds it to Chambry. Soski had a block, big pickup right there. They get all the way to about the 13-yard line. Pickup of 12 on the play, so they'll be short of the sticks.
With the tackle. And
that's going to end the first quarter. 7-0 lead
Reynolds,
for Central Catholic. And that'll bring us to let you know the upcoming schedule for the Oregon Sports Beat, taking care of Ram TV. Lots of games coming up for the Rams. They're facing off the football team against Barlow on October 17th. Boys soccer versus David Douglas on the 21st. Volleyball versus Reynolds on the 22nd of October. Boys soccer taking on Sandy on the 23rd. And then you've got football taking on Sandy on a spooky day on Halloween at the end of the month. And if you haven't gotten enough football, Oregon Sports Beat will be taking you through the 6A high school schedule. Sunset versus Westview tomorrow, October 10th. Next week against Barlow on the 17th. Week 8, it will be Newburgh versus Glencoe on October 24th. And then week 9, Central Catholic versus Sandy on Halloween, October 31st. As we get ready for the second quarter right here, James, you got 3 receivers on the field for Central Catholic, but what have you liked so far from the Rams? There have been some mistakes, some penalties right here, but definitely enough time to clean some things up.
Absolutely. They've been moving the ball pretty well through the air.
Hand off to Sambe. Carrying the defense forward, and he's finally brought down at the 4-yard line. There were 3, 4, 5 different Raiders that were jumping on his back.
And even the big fella was in there, number 61.
Killian Sambe on the carry. Asher Tanner in on the stop.
They're going to give that tackle to Asher Tanner, and there's another Raider down on the field. It looked like there was a number 4, but that could be one of the numbers on that jersey.
Cheer on your Rams as action heats up next week in the Mountain Conference.
Is the man who's down on the field.
The Rose City Championship Invitational
He's up on his
tomorrow.
feet. And I feel like that's one of those moments where he probably was the man that was on the very bottom of that pile.
Tuesday, women's volleyball is at home taking on Gresham.
You don't want to be on the bottom of that pile.
On Thursday. Check the Central Catholic website for complete
Broadous,
schedule
senior
and
DB
details.
for the Raiders. Especially when you got all those big linemen for Central Catholic pushing forward. You got Teau, 255. Schmitz is 240. Or Tautu, I should say, was 255. Payau's 310.
And his teammate Falaga was 360.
Falling forward, but a yard short was Tyson Davis.
Sambe, the ball carrier.
No, excuse me, that was Sambe.
Jonathan Hayes with the tackle.
Should be second and goal from the 1. As the clock continues to tick here, 11:30 in the second quarter.
This would really surprise me if they didn't give it back to Sambe.
There it is, Sambe. And a good defensive stop right here by the Raiders. That'll make it 3rd and 1. He got nowhere.
It looked like an easy walk-in right from the beginning of the play. On the outset of the play, it looked like an easy walk-in, but you can see on the replay, that hole closed really fast. Like you said, great defensive play by the Raiders.
Kanani Taukolo, second big play for him, the defensive lineman for the Raiders, making his presence known early. And again, a good defensive push by the Raiders, and even on the second attempt for Sambe, he gets swallowed up. And that'll make it 4th and goal.
This cannot make Coach Landgraf happy right
Jacob Benabusen on the tackle.
Sambe has moved the ball down to the goal line, so they're trying to reward him and get the opportunity for him to score this touchdown. But his line is sort of letting him down at this moment.
Van Sant, Barron, and Chambry are the receivers bunched together. Long looks to his left at first. He's going to Van Sant, got him at the goal line, and the tight end makes the catch for the touchdown.
Pass complete.
When in doubt, just look for the receiver. That's 6'5". And the Rams take a 13-0 lead with 10-13 left to go in the second quarter.
Good Can you imagine having those weapons? Look at these big 2 tight ends out here in this bunch set. You got 6'7", 6'5", sort of take your pick. Van Sat with a nice out route, quick 6.
Kick is up for Martinez Ibarra. And the referees give the signal it's good. And so a 14-0 lead for the Rams here on homecoming night at Hillsboro Stadium.
Central Catholic's holding its first blood drive of the year.
Are you going to go to the homecoming game?
No, I'm not. Nope. Unfortunately, nobody said yes. So I can't go.
One pint at a time. We know you've got that Ram tough spirit on the field. Now let's show it in the community.
Now they asked me to chaperone. I said I was a little busy, can't do it.
If there wasn't that lightning delay, then
yeah, maybe. Yeah, we could have had an opportunity to go. This game started 40 minutes later than normal because of the lightning delay. You and I were talking during that delay. I didn't realize we were going to have any type of weather while we were here. When we showed up, I wouldn't say it was clear skies. You had some clouds up there, but didn't look like you're going to have any type of weather delay. But pushed us back 40 minutes every time a lightning strike happened. It pushed back the start time 30 minutes. You have to restart that clock, so you have to have 30 minutes of no lightning.
Mario Martinez Ibarra in the kick for the Rams.
Who knew that?
Not me.
Not me. Because if it's usually light, thunder, and lightning, I'm not outside.
Right. I'm staying inside at all times, staying dry. Bauer takes it at the 5. He's going to put it into the middle of the field. First man to meet him looked to be number 26, Jaden Robinson.
General Lewis, first man to hit him.
My guy General Lewis in on that tackle as well.
Lewis wearing 20 for the Rams. Now the more impressive part, we're so used to seeing the offense explode for Central Catholic, but the defense this year really has been the main story for them. We were adding up the amount of points that they had given up so far, and it was just 56 points for the first 5 games of the season. And, you could take away a couple points off the scoreboard due to turnovers from the offense that turned into points for the opposition. But so far, this defense has been stout. They've met the challenge. Lake Ridge was an athletic team, strong team that they were able to stop, only giving up the 6 points. Jenkins gets wrestled to the ground, and the ball came loose, but the referee is saying he was down. Dawson Matos was the man who made the tackle. Excuse me, Caden Poobles made the tackle.
Jenkins, the ball carrier.
Great tackle right there by Caden Poobles. As I'm looking at the replay, he just grabbed him and would not let go. Swung him around. Looked like Jenkins was maybe going to break through that tackle, but he could not get out of the grasp.
2nd and 7. 3 receivers at the top of the formation. Out to the flat and slipping to the ground was Sconfienza. That'll be a loss of 2, so back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9 at the 19-yard line. Sconfienza last week had 4 catches, 15 yards, and a touchdown against Sandy. And just as a reminder, this is the backup quarterback for Reynolds. Bruce is normally their starting wide receiver, but their starting quarterback got hurt last week just before halftime. Bruce is going deep, looking down the sideline, throws a nice ball, but overthrows his receiver and King by a solid 4 yards. That'll bring up 4th and 10 at the 19-yard line, and the punt team comes out. And right now, not much is really going for the Raiders offensively. The Rams are getting a good push up front. The only big successful play that we've seen was that wide receiver screen to Bowers, who's coming back into the line. We called that a rocket screen back in high school, however you want to call it. So the receiver was coming back into the play and made a couple of nice moves on the 3rd and 20 to make it 4th and 2. But now Cole Thomas stands at the 49-yard line of Reynolds. This punt goes off the ankle. Thomas comes up, makes the catch. I didn't see him call for a fair catch. Breaks away from some tackles again, and eventually he's brought down by Edward Perez.
I don't think Cole Thomas even knows the signal for fair catch. He's not going to fair catch it. He is trying to get somewhere when he catches that ball. the Raiders, I wouldn't be surprised if that last sort of long bomb that they threw, that's probably what they're going to have to try to do if they want to move the football, because there's nothing that seems to be working right now. You might as well take some big shots down the field and see what you can create.
I don't know if you noticed it, but Prama Harris laid down a big hit while putting up the block for Cole Thomas on that return. Flag, and my guess it's going to be a false start, and it is, looking at the near side referee. And the Rams just don't want to make it easy on themselves. They'll push them back. It'll be 1st and 15 at the 33-yard line. But this is the 4th consecutive drive that the Rams have started in Reynolds territory. 2 of them ended in touchdowns. The other one was a fumble for the Rams. Sambe is the running back. Soski and Chambry are the receivers on the far side. Milhoen is the tight end on the near side, along with Luddy Barron, the wide receiver, split out wide.
He looks real anxious to catch a ball.
And off to Sambe. Got through one arm tackle, bounces it inside. The shoestring tackle is not going to be enough, and a Packer Raiders will bring him down at the 17-yard line. Enough for a first down, pickup of 17 on the play. So 1st and 10 for the Rams.
You see Sambe get through the hole, and he just keeps his feet moving, and it's almost like he's doing the electric slide to the right, to the right, to the right, and he kept a stiff arm. He just was not going to let his feet stop, and he just continued to churn away and get these yards.
Jonathan Haynes almost made a play in the backfield, but Arms unable to make the play. And Sambe taken out by his own man. But Hayes, that time, you can give him credit on the tackle. He pushed that lineman right into Sambe. Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11.
You know, if the Raiders can be happy about something, they've been getting a good push up front. You know, you got to build on something, and right now the Raiders are sort of, I don't know if I'd say winning that battle, but they're definitely not getting beat badly in that battle.
Long looks to his left, throws out to the flat to Sambe. There's nobody there at the 10-5, and he's going to beat the last defender to the end zone, and that is a touchdown. 18-yard catch and run for KK Sambe. Stewart was closing in, but he wasn't quick enough for the running back. 20-0, Central Catholic leads.
Now, this is sort of what we expected from the beginning. It's just a matter of time when the Rams offense will get into rhythm. And now they are getting into rhythm, which could really spell bad news for the Raiders.
Mario Martinez-Ibarra set to attempt the extra point.
Extra point pending. And it's blocked by the Raiders. 2 different Raiders came around the end there. Looks like Manabusin got his hand on it. Otherwise, Casey Burns was there in the vicinity as well. And the kicker, Martinez-Ibarra, slow to get up. Let's check out the far side. And you know what? It was neither of them. It was Kawhi Mualia who got his hand on it. Manabusin was the one who recovered it. So it'll be 20-0.
That's a great play by Kai Mualia. You know, you get through there all the time, and you dive, and you always feel like, man, I was really close to blocking it. I almost had it. And everyone says, yeah, you always say that. But he right there. He was right there, and he actually got his hands on it. You got to be able to, that's an athletic play. You got to be able to turn the corner, stay low, time it, don't hit the kicker, and hit the ball. It's a nice play right there by Mualia.
Reynolds is down 20-0 right now, but they've shown a lot of heart. You talked about how they're getting that push on the defensive line right now. Plays like that, though, by Mualia, those are jumping points for you, things that you can really build on. I know it's just an extra point, but that's a good play right there for Reynolds.
You have to find those little nuggets like that when you're in this type of a situation. They're downsized, you know, they don't have all their players. You got to find those nuggets to build on, and that's, like you said,
Kick going towards the sideline. Bauer takes it at the 10. We're going to bring it back to the middle of the field. And just outside the near hash, it was Matos on the tackle, along with Jesse Quinteros.
That's that wedge return. You're trying to bring the ball up the middle. You cut the ball on the far sideline. Most of us would have just kept running up the sideline, but hey, this is the play, and I'm gonna stick to what we're supposed to be doing. That's discipline. I was a very undisciplined football player, so I would have broke up the sideline. And in this game, I might have just ran out of bounds.
I'm honestly a little shocked he made a play on that when it looked like it was headed towards out of bounds. Could have given yourself some extra yardage there. But as you try to make a play from Ballard, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. And I think we're going to get a delay of game here.
Which is really odd considering you just came from the kick.
Delay of game indicated against Reynolds.
It's one of those moments where you should be ready as soon as you come off the sideline to get onto the field, especially offensively. Have a play call in mind to get going. And things have already been tough for this offense. Now it's going to be 1st and 15. Jenkins, the running back behind Bruce. Bruce had his pass broken up, intended for Ballard. And Colin Cotton breaking up that pass. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Ballard is limping off the field, hopping off the field.
He sort of got caught up with Cotton as Cotton broke up that pass. You don't like to see that. Ballard, a star player for this team. Coach Jones called him a consistent player, ready to make that jump ball. Hand off to Jenkins, tried to break it outside. Matos caught him as he tried to go back. And Cotton also there to make the tackle. Timeout taken by Reynolds with 7:04 left to go in the second quarter.
In on the stop.
And it is tough right now.
Timeout Reynolds, their first timeout of the half.
For Reynolds, it'll be their first timeout.
Yeah, it's tough. There's not a lot of things that are working for them on offense. It's sort of like they're skiing uphill, and so it's not a lot of things that are available to them. You may want to just try to take some deep shots. Whatever it is, you're going to have to do it quick. If it's a screen pass, if it's a bubble, if it's a go route, whatever it is, it's got to be quick because they do not have the time to sit back there for Bruce. He's got to make a quick decision.
3rd and 18 at their own 13-yard line. 3 receivers, top of the formation. Jenkins standing behind Bruce. Slow snap back to Bruce. Allows the defense to get to him. He's in the end zone. 3 different Rams are around him, and Bruce just breaks the plane to the goal line. But he lost a lot of yardage on that one, 12 yards, and that'll be 4th and now 30 at their own 1-yard line, and your only option here is to punt. Otherwise, you give the Rams an opportunity to take over at the goal line. But you can see Bruce just scrambling, trying to save face, get out of the end zone.
And he made a great play just to get out of the end zone.
He was swarmed by the Rams. Only one gunner in this punt formation for the Raiders.
Thomas, deep safety for the Rams.
Cole Thomas is standing at the 33-yard line. And you're going to get a delay of game. And on the far side of the field, you had the gunner, Braden Tanner, run off the field and then back on the field. And so it's not a delay of game, it's a substitution violation. There's not much you can really move the ball here. You're going to move it from the 1-yard line to the half-yard line.
He didn't know if he was supposed to be in the game or if he was supposed to be out, if he was on the punt team or not.
I think they were trying to tell him to move inside for the formation, try to help out with blocking, and he stepped on the end line, getting the punt, and that'll be a safety. So the Rams
stepped out of bounds.
Sort of get that extra point back right there with the safety. So it's 22-0 with 6:11 to go in the second quarter. And insult to injury right there for the Raiders.
You know, in college, and I would imagine definitely in the pros, the punter isn't on any other team. So they can practice this. They can practice taking the snap in the back of the end zone, understanding where you are and all that. But in high school, you don't have the luxury of just having your punter only be the punter. I'm sure he's never practiced catching the ball with that limited space and creating a punt. And so he caught his step back like his normal rhythm, and he just happened to step out of bounds.
Yeah, I heard Coach Jones earlier when I was on the field talking to Coach Jones, trying to get some pronunciations for the games today, but they were practicing the punting, and all he was saying, catch and kick, catch and kick. That was it. Unfortunately, when he was trying to catch that ball, the heels got that end line. Now, where I'm from, you have the option to either kick off or punt still after a safety.
A lot of teams used to punt, and I was always confused about that. They wanted the ball to be high so you can get your coverage team down, but it wasn't far.
From the 25-yard line.
Kick it as hard as you can.
Right.
And we'll worry about the tackle later. Okay, so now Bruce is kicking.
Yeah, Elliott Bruce is the kicker, and this is not unfamiliar territory for him. He kicked extra points last year for this team. He was also the kickoff man, so he's kind of Mr. Do-It-All. Elliott Bruce was the lone Raider that was invited to the Chosen 100 football camp. Here's a run up the field, breaking away. It's Prama Harris down the sideline. Bruce trying to catch him. Did he get him? Touchdown! Tayton Prama Harris on the return.
Tayton Prama Harris.
No flag on the field, and that'll stand.
Yes. Thought I saw a flag. It was a T.
The T back at the 20-yard line. And what a run right there by Tayton Prama Harris. Took it up the far hash, had one man get his arms on him, and then he put on the burners. And even on the replay, it looks like he did break the plane before his knee hit the ground. Elliott Bruce not giving up on that play. And it's 28-0 as Martinez Ibarra will line up for the extra point. So not only did you give up the safety, but immediately turned around in a special teams touchdown for Central Catholic. The extra point is good, and it'll be 29-0 with 5:56 left to go in the second quarter.
Tayton Prama Harris, he hit top speed really early, and then once he hit top speed and hit that gap, there was no catching him at that point. Most of the times people are sort of tiptoeing and trying to read the gap, read the hole. He caught the ball, hit that hole, and that's really the textbook way to return the kick. You can't be back there dancing around. You got to go and then pick your spots as you're moving, and that's what Prama Harris did. Nice return, 9 points in, what would you say, 13 seconds?
Roughly. And you're right. It seemed like he put on the burners near his own 40-yard line, 45-yard line. And right when sort of that scrum was happening with everybody right in the middle of the field, broke away from that one tackle that tried to catch him as they were falling down. Prama Harris, great return right there for Central Catholic in back-to-back games that we've been calling now with a special teams touchdown for the Rams.
Yeah. It's all three levels, you know. Coach is always talking about playing all three levels, and we know the defense is doing this thing. We know that the offense has gotten in rhythm now, and now you see the special teams making a big play, a big splash as well.
Going towards the sideline, letting this one bounce, and this time it will go out of bounds. Caden King let that one go, and that'll be a flag. King was taking over for Ballard, who, again, he went out with an injury on the last drive. He was limping to the sideline, saw him running, or trying to run, I should say, loosen up what could be an ankle injury. We're going to limit it to a lower body injury to him at the moment, but he obviously is still in some discomfort, not out there on the kick return.
Kick went out of bounds.
And he's still over there trying to, you know, he's limping around. He's trying to put some weight on that
Reynolds
lower
will take
extremity.
over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
He's going to be able to make it back. That was a smart play right there by his replacement. You know, let that ball go out of bounds. You get the ball from 35. This is your best field position of the game. If you catch it on the sideline, there's not a whole lot you can do, so you might as well let it go out of bounds.
The Raiders putting 3 receivers on the near side. Jenkins just lined up to the right of Bruce. They fake the handoff. Bruce tried to sidestep a defender, and no chance. Payout. Clogging up a hole. And there was another Ram there.
Broadous on the keeper.
Looked like Watson.
Max Ingrafia on the tackle.
Bruce, the Raiders are not going to have a lot of time to do any read options. This is going to have to be option or read. It's not going to be able to be both. There's just not enough time to try to get people to bite on a play action.
Sconfienza in motion. Bruce waiting for something to open up. Finds a man down the field, and that looked like it was intercepted by Lundberg. And no, the referee saying he was out of bounds. Lundberg thought he had it. Pass was intended for King at the 45. Now we'll have the benefit of seeing this on replay to see if he got his foot in. It looked like he might have.
Good. Yes, it did.
Pass ruled incomplete, third down.
Tough to tell, just out of frame, the feet. So it'll be 3rd and 12 at the 33-yard line. Pistol formation, Jenkins behind Bruce. 2 receivers each side. Bruce looks to his right, now scanning over the middle. He's going to step up. Vercher the third, not going to be able to catch him. Bruce puts his shoulder down to get the extra yardage right there on Amani Broxford, and he'll pick up the first down.
As the yardage for Reynolds, first down.
That was a nice play by Bruce. You know, we talked about it before. Give him credit when credit is due. He was decisive on this. Step back, nothing was available, so he took off. Now he's finding the yard marker as we see the replay. He just gets that first down.
1st and 10. Handoff to Jenkins, breaks it outside. And going towards the ankles was Cotton. That'll take down Jenkins. Van Sant looks like he caught some of that from Cotton as well. He lifts his way back up, and he's going to be substituted out for Tautu.
Yes, nice open field tackle by Totten right there. You know, you can't run without your legs, and he took Jenkins' legs out. Jenkins right now is trying to get himself back together, but that's a nice open field tackle.
2nd and 7. Ball is at the 50-yard line. Sconfienza in motion. Bruce going towards the sideline. Low throw, and a couple of flags come out near the 45-yard line on the Reynolds side of the field. And I'm seeing multiple offensive linemen down the field, so this could be legal man downfield. He had Omar Navarro and Kanani Taukolo. And they're actually going to call a hold.
Holding indication against Reynolds.
Yes, that's why they're the officials and I'm not, because I did not see the hold. Not saying it didn't happen, but I just didn't see it.
Neither did I.
Ten-yard march off. Repeat, second down.
Coach took the penalty, take the yardage instead of the down. They're just going to keep backing him up.
2nd and 17. Bruce in trouble. Coe chasing him down from behind. And Coe will get the sack along with P.J.
Bruce brought
Tautu.
down by number 9, Hunter Coe.
You hear the Reynolds fans yell, you got to block. It's tough to block. It's always easy for us to say it sitting up here or in the stands, you got to block. Those are some big bodies down there with some mean intentions on the Ram side. It's not just an easy thing to just get out there and block.
I was going to say Hudson Coe, 6'4", 230, and he came around the edge in a hurry. Casey Burns, now the running back. It's a screen, and looked like there was some confusion right there.
Where's his pass incomplete?
Pass was intended for Jacob Manabusin. And it went over his head, and I think the nearest receiver was actually a defender for Central Catholic, and so that'll bring up 4th down and 22.
We've seen it so many times in the games that we've done this year, and I guess just over the course of time in high school football. But the penalty just hurts and just sort of stops the drive, stops getting momentum. Raiders were moving the ball a little bit, not like they were, picking up chunk plays, but they were doing positive yards, and that penalty takes them back, and then it just stops the drive.
High snap. Just getting it off before a hand of the Rams defender. Ball lands at the 42, takes a Reynolds bounce, and then takes a Rams bounce out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And I believe this is the first time the Rams will take over on their own side of the field. Because of that kick return by Bryan Harris all the way to the end zone, that drive never started for the Rams. So 29-0 lead, 3:13 left to go in the half. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams.
And right now, everything in your playbook has been working for the Rams. Whatever you want to call, sort of seems to be working. So it's not, there's nothing that you're afraid to call at this point.
Sambe, the running back, behind Long in pistol formation. Fake the handoff to Sambe. Long just got the pass off, but he was hit hard by the defensive end. And that was Jabrian Test.
Came off the edge, sort of almost looked like he was unblocked. It may have been a missed assignment.
Oh, he just blew right by Kyson Payau.
Payau's not going to want to see that play on film.
No, you'll hear about it on film tomorrow. Long goes for the deep pass for Soski, and he had his hands on it. Stewart had the push as they made contact, and the pass is down. And now you don't like to see this. Soski is down as well. He's slow to get up, and he's going to limp his way to the sideline. It'll be 3rd and 10. He's already got one of those compression sleeves on his left calf, and it looks like it's left leg that's bothering him.
Hopefully it's just a cramp. But he almost made a great play. I tell you what, if you put that ball anywhere near him, Soski goes up and tries to make the play. You love that as a quarterback. You love that from your receivers.
General Lewis now on the field. It's a screen for Barron. Multiple linemen out there to put on a block for Central Catholic. Barron will be tackled short of the 45 at the 47-yard line. That's a pickup of 12 on the play.
Bloody Barron.
So Barron has the first down. Fresh stick for Central Catholic with 2:53 left to go. Clock is running. And I'm looking down at Soski on the sideline. He's being looked at by a couple of trainers right now. Had his hands on his head for a moment. And he looks frustrated right now on the bench.
Yeah, there's nothing more frustrating than injuries.
Long looks right. He's going for the deep pass down the sideline. Chambry tried to make an adjustment, and it'll fall short. King, the defender, not realizing the ball was right behind him, and that'll fall incomplete. 2nd and 10 with 2:30 left to go until halftime.
Yeah, I don't think Long could step into that ball like he really wanted to. Had he been able to, then he'd have got that ball up in front. And that looked like it would have been 6 there for Chambry.
So Bryan Harris will replace Chambry, who just ran a long way. So he'll get a breather. Handoff to Sambe. Past the left tackle. Gets through one defender, past the sideline. He's going to take this all the way to the house. I thought for sure he might have stepped out of bounds or he was going to be pushed out of bounds. But he put on a bit of a burst right there to get past the defender and then the sideline defender. And he takes it all the way to the house. And it's 35-0 Central Catholic leading as Sambe running a long way for that touchdown.
Yeah, he came around that outside. He hit that corner, and it was gone. He was gone from there. There was one opportunity for a defender to make the play. He went to make the tackle, and probably should have just tried to push him out of bounds like you mentioned, but he went to make the tackle, and there was no stopping Sambe.
47-yard touchdown run for Sambe. The extra point is good.
Rams 36.
And it's 36-0. One bright spot Special teams, I just saw Soski run back out on the field, so that is good to see for Central Catholic. 14 making his way back to the sideline right now after the PAT. So 2:20 left to go until halftime.
Yeah, you'd like to see that Soski's back out there. And if you're willing to go back out there on the special teams, then you know you are okay. And Sambe has just became my new best friend.
36-0, which means at halftime it will be a running clock in the second half.
Central Catholic Athletics, Nike, just do it.
I don't sound excited about that, do I?
No. Well, I mean, it's the lightning delay. That's really put everything behind here.
You know, the Rams line up like this, and then they turn around and act like they're going to kick it. One of these times they're going to go ahead and do that. And I know this is all set up for, you know, just for
it's going to be the quarterfinals.
Yeah, yes. And I think they're going to be able to catch some people
Martinez Ibarra to kick.
You're right. It's a little quirk to their kickoff right there. Martinez Ibarra always looks like he's going to kick off as soon as they break that huddle. Matos making the tackle, along with Summit Grant.
On the return.
Excuse me, that was number 27, Monty
Summit
Clarksford.
Grant with the tackle for the Rams.
Manabusin had the return right there.
Let's see what the Raiders come up with. They've got to be quick hitters. You know, you don't have a lot of time for big drops and play action. You got to get something happening.
Hand off to Jenkins, goes to the left side, bouncing it outside the tackle. Cole Thomas put his shoulder into him, and it was Jake White who made the initial contact. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Cole Thomas with the stop.
Trying to beat him to the perimeter, trying to get him outside, and you keep trying to look for open lanes to run. You just got to put your foot in the ground and turn up the field and take as many yards as you can get, because you're not going to beat them until they're outside. You're not going to be able to beat the defense to the outside.
Burns is the running back. Clock is ticking, 90 seconds till halftime. Hand off to Burns. Got to the line of scrimmage, tried to bounce it outside. Colin Cotton in on the tackle. Also there to make the stop was number 33, William Emerson.
Casey Burns, the ball carrier. William Emerson on the stop.
Uniform substitution.
I couldn't quite see what the number was that came into the game. Could be Jabrian Test. Bruce rolling out to his right. Now King is going to break off going up the field. It's Bruce getting to the 30-yard line before he's whipped down to the ground. Emerson on the tackle. That's enough for a first down as the clock will stop as they move the chains. 44 seconds left until halftime.
That's good for
nice
Reynolds,
decision right there by Elliott Bruce. You know, you can see the athleticism, and I know you were talking about that earlier, but you can see the athleticism that Elliott Bruce has.
Bruce looks to his left, chased down by Coe, and this time it's Donnie Vercher, and he just flipped the ball forward. That'll be a flag for intentional grounding. No receiver was in the area. That's not a fumble. That was intentional that he threw it forward.
Penalty marker on the flag.
Jabrian Test was the running back. You could say he was possibly in the area, but you could tell that Bruce was just trying to save face, not get hit too hard, and get rid of the ball. It should be intentional grounding, and it is.
Yeah, he was. There was a little bit of panic set in right there, and there wasn't a lot that he could do. So, you know, throw the ball. You know, the object of the game is to tackle the man with the football, and he feels like, well, if I ain't got the football, then they can't tackle me. So he just threw the football to somebody. Go tackle that guy. You guys have tackled me enough. The Raiders just do not have enough. They're not at full strength.
The penalty
and if they were,
receiver in the area.
Oh, they're going to pick up the flag. So Test was enough in the area. So no intentional grounding. It'll be 2nd and 10. 19 seconds left until halftime. Ball's at the 30-yard line.
Being real courteous with that in the area.
Fake the handoff to Test. Bruce will keep it himself. Emerson can't make the tackle near the 30-yard marker, and Bruce will step out of bounds.
Bruce on the keeper.
Nearest defender to Bruce was Chris Doherty II. Doherty II, excuse me. 3rd and 3, 12 ticks left. It's a late substitution for Reynolds. Bruce rolling out to his left. Couple Rams trying to chase him down. Coe can't make the tackle. Bruce showing off some of those PF flyers he's got going on. Steps out of bounds with 4 seconds left.
As first down yardage for the Raiders.
I like it.
And I like that play right there. You had the receivers just vacate the area, and it left a big opening on that side of the field for Bruce to step up, and he went out of bounds near the 44-yard line. And I believe we have a timeout on the field. It's going to be for Reynolds.
I hear a fan yelling to the Reynolds team, you know, you have receivers. First of all, I would imagine that his son must play receiver.
Right.
But secondly, you know, he's wanting the team to sort of open up the offense and throw the ball down because there's just not a lot of time.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of time for him to really scan the field before you've got 1, 2, 3 different Rams players in his face. And I get the frustration from the Reynolds fans, but there's not much you can really do when you don't have the time to look for that open man or find that pocket in the zone.
Right, and as a family member, I know it's hard sometimes, but you got to look at things objectively. And I don't know if it's a family member or not, but you just have to look at it as a whole. And yes, it's easy to say throw the ball to the receivers, but when you're back there running for your life, you got to make split decisions.
Manabusen, Sconfienza, and King are the receivers on the near side. One receiver up top. Bruce rolls out to his right. Throws it deep into the air. It's at the 25-yard line, and King, I think he had his foot on the sideline, but they're going to say that catch was good, but there's not enough time to really make a play on it. Out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
That is the end of our first half.
And that's the end of the first half, 36-0 in favor of the Rams. You'll see a look at the replay right here. So that's the first big positive play for Reynolds. I imagine they'll talk about that at halftime, see what else they can do next time around. But as a reminder, Oregon Sports Beat and Ram TV have a couple of upcoming events. You've got Central Catholic football versus Barlow on October 17th. Boys soccer versus David Douglas on October 21st. Volleyball, girls volleyball specifically versus Reynolds on October 22nd. Boys soccer versus Sandy on the 23rd. And then the final home football game of the season against Sandy on Halloween. And if you want some more football action, the 6A high school football scene for Oregon Sports Beat, they've got Sunset versus Westview tomorrow, October 10th. Central Catholic versus Barlow on the 17th. Newburgh versus Glencoe on October 24th. And then week 9, Central Catholic versus Sandy on Halloween. James and I are going to take a quick break. It's an extended halftime for homecoming here for Central Catholic. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Presentation this evening with the Central Catholic Cheer Squad.
Handoff, and the ball is loose on the ground. Raiders there. Hey, carrying the deep. Hey, defensive right here by. And Sant got him at the goal line, and the tight end makes the catch down. Jenkins wrestled to the ground, and the ball came for down. And off to Sambe. Got through one arm tackle. Back side. Tackle's not going to be enough. The Packer Raiders will bring it down. Throws out to the flat to Sambe. There's nobody there at the 10-5, and he's going to beat the last defender to the end zone. That is a touchdown. And it's blocked by the Raiders. Welcome back to Hillsboro Stadium for the second half between Reynolds and Central Catholic. The Rams holding a 36-0 lead. After 5 touchdowns, you had a blocked extra point, but then a safety kickoff return off of that safety. And the Rams are cruising in this one. We will have a running clock here to get to him in the second half. End zone. It's 3 different Rams are around him, and James just thinking back to that first half. You know, for Reynolds offensively, they really couldn't get anything going. They had some bright moments here and there. You can see the blocking, and he stepped on the end line. Push right there. You see the safety from the punter. His heels were on the end line as he caught that snap, and then it was quickly followed up by this kick return by Tatum Prama-Harris, hitting the burners near the 45-yard line. Breaking away, it's Prama-Harris down the sideline. Bruce trying to catch him. Did he get him? For that last kick, he's been the quarterback tonight. And for Reynolds, just not much was really going for them at all. But your thoughts on that first half for both Central Catholic and Reynolds there, James?
Well, you know, Reynolds, like you said, they just couldn't get a lot going. There were some opportunities early in the game while the Rams were trying to find their rhythm. They were not moving the ball as well in the first series or so. And actually, I think that towards the end of the first quarter, it was still 7-0, but the Raiders just could not capitalize. And then, as we've seen so many times before, once the Rams get into rhythm, once they start moving, then it's hard to stop. And it doesn't look like anything except maybe the lightning could stop the Rams at this point.
He talked about how it was 7-0 after the end of the first quarter. All but one of the drives for Central Catholic started in Raiders territory, and so it's been short field after short field. We saw some wrinkles in their offense. We saw Cole Thomas play basically Taysom Hill in the backfield as he took over at the quarterback position for Robbie Long, but it became an option game for him, and I believe that was on the second drive, and he was moving the ball well, and now he's back to return the kick along with Tatum Prama-Harris on the far side. Elliott Bruce to kick off to start this second half. Clock was already running, and Thomas will take the kick at the 20-yard line. Wedge up the middle of the field. Through some arm tackles, Thomas will bounce it outside. He's at the 35, the 25, 20, 15, 10, and touchdown. Second kickoff return for Central Catholic.
Thomas on the return.
And the running clock started before the kickoff and not even 30 seconds into the second half. Another special teams touchdown. That's the second return for Cole Thomas this season. That ends in 6 as you see the return again.
Yeah, they're really catching that ball and getting the top speed really fast. And Cole Thomas, you know, he has a nose for that end zone and nose for big plays, matter of fact. That's another big play right there. The special teams are doing their job as well as the offense and the defense.
And I've been impressed with his ability to run the ball tonight, whether it's on that kickoff return right there or running the ball offensively. Arm tackles are not going to get the job done against him.
Not at all. You're going to have to wrap up, and it's hard to wrap up a guy that's moving that fast and that big. I was sort of thinking that the Raiders might try an onside kick. You have so many weapons for the Rams back there that whoever you kick it to can take it to the house. And they decided to kick it deep and kick it to the wrong guy.
So after the PAT, it is 43-0. And again, that clock is running. So we're closing in on 10 minutes here in the third quarter. And no fake kick this time from Martinez Ibarra.
Mario Martinez Ibarra to kick.
King is back to take the kick, along with Manabusin, and this ball will go into the end zone and a touchback for Reynolds.
Ball into the end zone, touchback. Reynolds ball at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Let's see what the Raiders come out with offensively, if they're trying to still establish the run, or are they at the mode where let's just see what happens, see if we can create big plays through the air.
They did end that first half on a long pass play that was caught on the near sideline. Pickup of over 30 yards, but it was more of a desperation heave as the clock was ticking down to 0.
And this is typically where the Rams start to make some substitutions, let some of their younger guys get some time in the game.
Hand off to Jenkins. Goes to the right side of the line, falls forward for a gain of about 3. Colin Cotton makes the tackle over Donnie Virtue III.
Okay, and they're back up to the line of scrimmage. They're going tempo right now, or some version of tempo.
Another handoff to Jenkins. Fights his way for another 3 yards. Making that tackle is Dawson Matos.
Just moving the ball up the middle, not trying to get it. Every time they tried to get to the outside, it sort of resulted in lost yardage. And so now it looks like they're just content with moving the ball up the middle and keeping positive yards.
Jenkins got through the arm tackle of Van Sant. And this time he'll pick up 6 yards. Fresh sticks at the 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Harris with the stop.
And listen, I'm no mathematician, but 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards. And you do that 4 times, that's going to be 12 yards. That's a first down right there for Reynolds. So not a bad way of running things right now. As it's 43-0, 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter with a fresh set of downs. Jenkins stopped his momentum going forward, and Donnie Virtue III made sure he paid for it.
Jenkins
Loss of 2 on the play.
First man to hit him, Donnie Virtue III.
Started going back up the middle, and then he decided to go sideways. And I won't say decided, it looked like he might have had to go sideways. Donnie Virtue came and hit that hole just as hard as a running back. But once you start going sideways, it's been bad news for the Raiders. And that was good math that you did, by the way.
I have a broadcast degree, so I only had to take 1 math class. And a false start. That one's going to be on Manabusin. So push that back an additional 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 16.
Got a little excited. Probably a pass play. You know, receivers get anxious when they call a pass play, and he just started moving too soon. Now you backed your team up another 5 yards.
Rolling out to his right, low throw, and it looks like Manabusin made that catch. Great job of keeping that off the turf and making that catch. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so a pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd and 10.
That's why he was anxious, because he knew that ball was coming to him. They didn't re-huddle. They just called the same play.
Jake White was the defender closest to him. Under 6 minutes left in the third. Hand off to Jenkins. Got a burst. Donnie Vercher stands him up, though, after a gain of 5. Vercher the third, the UC Davis commit.
Colin Cotton with the tackle.
I like Vercher the third. You know, he's got to be one of my favorite players on this defense. He feels the hole hard. He's not scared of anything. He's decisive on his tackles, and he doesn't miss very many tackles. Very exciting player. I know Davis is really happy to get him.
4th and 5. Raiders are going for it. Trips left formation. Bruce looking to his left. Rolls out to his right. Now he throws it, heaves it deep for King, and the ball drifting out of bounds. Prama Harris was on defense, and that'll be a turnover on downs. That'll be 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line for Central Catholic.
That was well covered. There wasn't any room for him to drop the ball in there.
Yeah, blanket coverage. You had Asa Lundberg also making his way towards the sideline. It's one of those moments where you think you'd have a better opportunity with 3 receivers on the other side. Maybe you look at that one, but King being your best receiver, you try to go to him. Long throws it low and off the hands of Chambry and onto the turf. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That's intended for Chambry, is incomplete.
Yeah, it was a little bit low, a little behind him, and Chambry, I think he sort of took his eyes off at the last minute, and I'm sure he would make that catch 9 out of 10 times, and that one was the one.
Well, you had Kawhi Mualia closing in on him as well. You could hear those footsteps as you're just sitting still waiting for the pass. Fake the handoff, throws it to the outside. It's Luddy Barron, slips one tackle, goes inside, and he beats the safety and all the way into the end zone. 37-yard touchdown for Luddy Barron.
Luddy Barron into the end zone.
Manabusen missed the tackle on the sideline. Jojo Daba as well had an opportunity near the sideline, and Luddy Barron makes him look foolish on his way to pay dirt.
That was a nice catch and run right there. Yes, you said it right. He made them look foolish, like they're playing tag while he's playing tackle.
Martinez Ibarra.
But I like that name too, Luddy Barron. Man, the Rams have some great names. General Lewis, Luddy Barron.
For some reason, it sounds like an old Western name to me, Luddy Barron, the gunslinger. 49-0, false start on Central Catholic. I'm not too surprised by that because twice now Reynolds has gotten a good jump on these PATs. And they're not going to move the ball here. Actually, they're going to say it's encroachment this time on Reynolds.
On the defense is declined.
They're going to keep it going. So 49-0, clock ticks. White the hold, Martinez Ibarra the kick. Through the uprights, and it's good. And a 50-burger on the scoreboard.
Got a future Ram football player in
the
your
clock
life.
runs
Next Friday,
even in
we're
between
inviting
the
middle school
kickoff.
boys to join Coach Landgraf and the team for a special night. Complete with pizza,
Homecoming
fan experience, Central Catholic
The
merch
crowd
and
is
more.
excited. I'm sure there's a dance,
for all the future
but with the
cheer and
lightning
song
delay,
squad
the
members,
dance
don't
is
miss the
probably
clinic
has
this
already
Wednesday.
started.
The
They're
Wonderful
trying to hope the
Examiner
players are trying to
teams
get
and
out of
set
here.
them off next
They
Friday's
get back, get a few
pickout
boogies
game
in, but I don't know if they're going to.
For more
It's a great
information,
night to be
visit
a
the
Ram.
school website or follow us on Instagram. Go Rams!
I just feel bad. Although the Raiders are playing hard, they're doing what they can do. But when you're down players and you don't have the numbers, it's a tough battle when you play against the Rams under those circumstances.
Sconfienza and Test standing at their own 10-yard line to receive the kick.
Martinez Ibarra kicks.
Test catches it at the 17-yard line, follows the wedge, middle of the field, up the hash marks. And a pack of Rams will bring him down. Summit Grant was one of the first that I noticed able to bring him down. So 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. As we're in the final 50 seconds left of the third quarter, you'll probably get one play here. And then it'll be time for the fourth quarter.
12-minute fourth quarter.
3 receivers, top of the screen. Hand off to Jenkins. Tries to break it outside. Van Sant got his hands on him first, but Donnie Virtue III will make sure he doesn't get anywhere. Back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Brahma Harris with the tackle.
And that should be the final play of the third quarter. As we let you know about the upcoming schedule for Oregon Sports Beat and Ram TV. We've got Central Catholic versus Barlow on the 17th. Boys soccer versus David Douglas on the 21st. Girls volleyball versus Reynolds on October 22nd. Boys soccer versus Sandy on October 23rd. And then the final Ram TV broadcast of the fall season, football versus Sandy on October 31st. On the high school football slate, you've got Sunset versus Westview tomorrow night. Week 7, Central Catholic versus Barlow on the 17th. Newburgh and Glencoe, Week 8, October 24th. And then the final 6A high school football game on Oregon Sports Beat this season. Week 9, Central Catholic versus Sandy. Now, I made an emphasis right there. Girls volleyball versus Reynolds on Ram TV. Boys volleyball just became a sanctioned sport in the state of Oregon. I'm interested on your thoughts as an AD here in the state of Oregon. What are your thoughts on boys volleyball now for the OSAA?
You know, I think it's really exciting. You know, more and more boys are starting to play volleyball. It was a merging sport last year, and it was an exciting sport. I went and watched some games. We hosted some games, and it was very exciting. So it's a good opportunity for the guys to start playing volleyball.
2nd and 10 as we start the fourth quarter. Bruce scanning the field. He's going, beautiful pass. Looking for Sconfienza. Overthrows him, though, towards the sideline. Cole Thomas was on defense.
Sconfienza looked like he was running the route because the route says I'm supposed to run it. And he didn't believe that the ball was going to be thrown to him. And he looks back, and that ball is actually, like you said, it's a nice ball. And it may have had an opportunity to be caught had he believed that it was coming his way early. Cheerleaders haven't stopped.
Give credit where credit is due. Jenkins finding the hole. Stiff arms a defender and is tackled out of bounds. Making the play was Kainoa Pongi.
Jenkins, the ball carrier.
Jenkins is running hard. You know, again, football is not an easy sport, and when you're getting beat in a fashion like this, and you're outmanned and you're outsized, you still give a lot of credit to those guys that keep coming back play after play.
4th and 2. Another handoff to Jenkins. Got through the line initially. He'll pick up 3 and a first down as he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Dawson Matos on the tackle.
Jenkins on the carry. That's good for Raiders first down.
Move the sticks. Clock keeps rolling down. 10:20 left to go in the fourth quarter.
You know, you get a little restless as fans because you think, man, we got to hurry up, But at this time, you're just trying to find anything positive that you can have going into the week.
Through the hands of Bruce. Able to almost dribble it off the turf. Keeps it alive. Thomas Milholland. And I couldn't check out the third number making the tackle on the play. Big loss for Reynolds.
Pick a number. Just pick a number. Everybody was in on that tackle.
And that looked to be number 44, Max Benison, as well. And that's tough for Reynolds. You just pick up the first down and a high snap through the hands of Bruce.
And if you have a chance to see that replay, Bruce did look just like you caught it. He sort of dribbled that ball off the turf. What lightning was it?
I think it was a flash from a camera. Rolling to the right. Sconfienza making the catch at the 35-yard line. Tackle made by Croxford.
I'm a little paranoid that there was going to be some lightning. I just saw that flash in that camera.
Well, I think at this point in the game, they wouldn't put that 30 minutes up on the clock. As we're now under 9 minutes left in the second half. Virtue the third creeping up. And a flag for false start.
False start indicated against Reynolds.
Virtue's pressure, you know, his approach to the line of scrimmage enticed that false start. When you see that big mean guy coming through the middle, you're going to start trying to move early.
Well, after the false start, makes it 3rd and 20. And an all too common scene for the Raiders tonight. Bruce dropping back, throws it over the middle. Sconfienza almost had the opportunity. I think had he flattened that route a bit more, he could have made a play instead of going down the field there, and that'll be 4th and 19.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. He's running his route, and I don't think he picked up the ball soon enough to understand that he should flatten this route out. Probably haven't had enough work with the backup QB to understand that.
Bruce dropping back. Fumble. And it was picked up by the offensive lineman Morgan Cox, but he had his knee on the ground. That'll be a turnover on downs. Almost had a bit of hog ball here.
Ball will go over to the Rams, 1st and 10.
And that's just unfortunate right there.
Hey, Rams,
sack and forced fumble
post your best picks
by
for
Maxwell Robinson.
At CC Rams Athletics.
There's nothing you can really be mad at with Elliott
Catholic
Bruce like that. And just throughout the game, he's tried to do what he can do. There's just not a lot of time. We understand that football, especially high school football, but really all levels, the game is won at the line of scrimmage. And the Rams have controlled the line of scrimmage tonight.
Cody Grant, now the quarterback, hands it off to his running back in Summit Grant.
Summit Grant on the carry.
He'll be tackled at the 17-yard line, a few yards short of the first down. And you've got the backups in now for Central Catholic for the final 6 minutes here in the fourth quarter.
Summit Grant.
It's got some legendary names here on this roster.
Names. I love it. I wonder if it's too late to change my name. My name is boring.
It's James?
Yeah, James.
Were you one of those people that went by Jim at any point?
No.
Grant got to the edge and beats the defender into the end zone.
Summit Grant into the end zone.
Stewart had an opportunity to stop him, and Summit Grant in the end zone for 6. Big time pickup right there for Central Catholic, and just 2 plays on offense turns into 6 points.
Both of them runs by Summit Grant. This one he just beats him to the outside. And I don't think that was the design. The play was not designed for him to go to the perimeter. Stewart decided at the very last minute this is the business.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it, but you did. Yeah, he slowed down. Didn't look like he was going to try to make that tackle. Martinez Ibarra's extra point is good. And that'll make it 57-0.
I think Summit tried to grab the football as he was going by. Just see if I can force a fumble or something to try to grab the football.
Doors open at 8. Tickets are $15 online through noon tomorrow.
You still have time to get your ticket for homecoming.
Oh.
No cap.
$15 at the door.
Ready for a night where Jedi, Sith, and Rams alike.
What time is their homecoming dance over?
It's taking place tomorrow night.
Oh,
tomorrow night. We forget that we're playing on Thursday, not Friday.
I gotta go to work tomorrow?
I have to get up at 6:30 for work tomorrow. Yeah, we gotta get back to work.
that makes sense. The homecoming dance is tomorrow night, so nobody is missing anything tonight. I remember my homecoming days back in high school. It always felt better when you won the football game right before homecoming.
Going to the dance on high vibes after a big win.
Absolutely.
Kick taken near the 10-yard line through the wedge. Manabusin tackled at the 37-yard line. Nice return right there for the Reynolds Raiders.
Jacob Mambusian on the return.
Max Benison on the tackle.
It gets to a point where you just, you want to get out of the game. You don't want anyone to get hurt, take any unnecessary big hits. But a lot of the guys that are in the game now for the Rams, this is their opportunity. They're like, shoot, I don't play a whole lot. I'm waiting my turn, and so here's my turn. So they're not worried about taking it easy.
A chance to show out for what could be next season for you, getting into the starting lineup.
You're always auditioning.
Oh, met in the backfield. Making the tackle was Jesse Quinteros.
Chase Yammond on the tackle.
Take a look at the replay right here. Virtually untouched. A nice play for the Rams right there. A loss of 6. 2nd and 16. High snap, and Bruce in no man's land. Turned the wrong way after the high snap. Has to take it himself, picking up some positive yardage near the sideline, and got back to the original line of scrimmage. Lundberg pushes him out.
There's a flag. It was probably a hold over there. Trying to hold that in, giving Bruce some room to get around the outside.
And every time I say Lundberg, it just makes me think of that movie Office Space. You ever see that?
Mm-hmm.
Lundberg. Ugh. Can you give me that TPS report by end of the day? Okay. Thanks.
He had the worst office ever.
1:15 remaining. Bunt trips left. Fake the handoff. It's going back to Bruce. Keeping his feet and took a big hit on the sideline. Looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more.
Bruce's instinct is to, fight for yardage, try to get as much as you can. But at this situation, just go ahead and take a knee and start thinking about next week.
And you can see the Rams players starting to bunch up near that 45, 50-yard line. This should be the final play unless they pick up the first down. 4th and 11. Bruce towards the sideline. And Manabusin was over there along with King, but nobody was able to make that catch. And that should do it. 10 seconds with the running clock. It'll continue to tick. And the players are going to walk up the 50-yard line for the handshake. And it was all Rams. It started out close, just 7-0 after the first quarter. And 57 straight points for the Rams as they easily take this one over the Reynolds Raiders. And James, I need final thoughts on our contest tonight.
The Rams showed why they are the class of the conference once again. They are a good football team, and if you come in shorthanded, if you don't have all your weapons, then it's going to be a tough team. They're going to be a tough team to beat.
That was James Broadous. I'm Bryan Sleik. Thank you for tuning in to our broadcast here at Hillsboro Stadium. It was a 57-0 win for Central Catholic over Reynolds. Join us next week on the 17th as the Rams take on the Barlow Bruins here at Hillsboro Stadium. 7 p.m. kickoff next Friday. Until then, stay safe. We'll catch you then. Thomas will take the kick at the 20-yard line. Wedge up the middle of the field. Through some arm tackles. Thomas will bounce it outside. He's at the 35, the 25, 20, 15, 10, and touchdown.
And they call a pass play, and he just started moving too soon. Now you backed your team up another 5 yards.
Rolling out to his right, low throw, and it looks like Manabusin made that, sitting still, waiting for the pass. Fake the handoff, throws it to the outside. It's Luddy Barron, slips one tackle, goes inside, and he beats the safety and all the way into the end zone. 37 yards. 3 receivers, top of the screen. Handoff to Jenkins, tries to break it outside. Van Sant got his hands on him first, but Donnie Virtue III will make sure he doesn't get already running, and Thomas will take the kick at the 20-yard line. Wedge up the middle of the field. Through some arm tackles. Thomas will bounce it outside. He's at the 35, the 25, 20, 15, 10, and touchdown.
And they call a pass play, and he just started moving too soon. Now you backed your team up another 5 yards.
Rolling out to his right, low throw, and it looks like Manabusin made that, sitting still, waiting for the pass. Fake the handoff, throws it to the outside. It's Luddy Barron, slips one tackle, goes inside, and he beats the safety and all the way into the end zone. 37 yards. 3 receivers, top of the screen. Handoff to Jenkins, tries to break it outside. Van Sant got his hands on him first, but Donnie Virtue III will make sure he doesn't get anywhere.
Cheerleaders haven't stopped.
Give credit where credit is due. Jenkins finding the hole, stiff arms a defender. And
It look just like you caught it. He sort of dribbled that ball off the turf.
I think it was a flash from a camera. Rolling to the right, Sconfienza making the catch at the 35-yard.
Enough work with the backup QB to understand that.
Bruce dropping back. Fumble. And it was picked up by the...
I wonder if it's too late to change my name. My name is boring.
It's James.
Yes, James.
Were you one of those people that went by Jim at any point?
No.
Grant got to the edge and beats the defender.
Here's my turn. So they're not worried about taking it easy.
A chance to show out for what could be next season for you, getting into the starting lineup.
We're always auditioning.
Oh, met in the back, already running, and Thomas will take the...